University of Pittsburgh. Greed, Litter, and Trash. A short documentary. The community of Oakland in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania is home to the University of Pittsburgh. This community has provided the foundation for the growth and development of this multi-billion-dollar institution. Long before the University of Pittsburgh came to Oakland in 1909, there was a thriving residential community comprised mainly of immigrants from Western and Eastern Europe. When the Cathedral of Learning was being constructed in 1926, many of Oakland's immigrants contributed to its funding. They welcomed the university as one would welcome a guest to his or her home. No one realized that in the next 8 decades the guest would attempt to become the master. There are numerous defining moments in the history of the university's presence in Oakland. One was in the late 1950s when Chancellor Edward Lichtfield stated that his administration was faced with 2 alternatives: to expand or not to expand. The choice was made to expand. Expansion in and of itself is not bad if it is guided by the principle that the means to an end is more important than the end itself. However, the next half-century showed that the expansion was based mainly upon greed and avarice, leading to the detriment of the residential community. Another defining moment came a decade later when the state legislature invoked eminent domain on a street in the heart of the Oakland community. The event is described in a March 16, 2000 article in the University Times. In 1967, to expedite Pitt's expansion, the General State Authority, GSA, stepped in and invoking eminent domain condemned all the buildings in the 2-block area south of Forbes Avenue between Oakland Avenue and South Bouquet Street, and sent eviction notices to tenants and business owners there, many of whom were long-term occupants. The GSA also declared that only academic buildings could be developed in the 2-block area, a position that became important later. Since Chancellor Lichtfield's fateful decision, Pitt has acquired approximately 90 buildings in a 2-square-mile area of Oakland. Meanwhile, the descendants of pre-university settlers in Oakland struggle to maintain their identity and existence. There are many problems in regard to university-related issues in our community. These include, but are not limited to, never-ending expansion, binge drinking, litter and trash, fireworks danger, lack of transparency, pitiful funding, no faculty support, illegal dumping, inadequate student support. Let's focus on the litter and trash conditions in the university neighborhood of Oakland. Some students refer to Oakland as ghetto-looking, and foreign visitors with a limited English vocabulary simply call it dirty. This photo, which was taken on a Christmas Eve morning, shows at the end of the street what was then the headquarters for the University of Pittsburgh Medical Center, a $7 billion a year nonprofit institution. This burned-out sofa is the result of university students celebrating various events such as football and basketball victories. When the university administration failed to control this dangerous activity, the city of Pittsburgh was forced to pass a law to ban indoor sofas on outdoor porches in order to quell the problem. Another celebration for students occurs the Friday before finals week, when students take over a street in the neighborhood. In 1 year, there were approximately 1,200 participants and 73 documented offenses. We suggested a solution for the litter problem to the university chancellor, known as the SOUL, or South Oakland Urban Litter. It is a program that would employ 10 youth workers to assist the effort to keep Oakland sidewalks and streets free from litter. These workers would be employed Monday through Friday for 4 hours per day. The salary for each worker would be $10 per hour. For some of these young people, this would be their first employment opportunity. And for all of them, the program would help them develop the social, ethical, and personal skills necessary for increasing their opportunities for a success in life. The cost is equivalent to only $4 of a student's tuition fee. However, the money doesn't have to come from tuition fees. The University of Pittsburgh has a $2 billion endowment and earns hundreds of millions of dollars from its profitable businesses. The Chancellor at the University of Pittsburgh has refused funding for the litter program and has told elderly long-term resident homeowners, among other homeowners, that they should start a neighborhood improvement district if they want a clean neighborhood. We also asked the Chancellor to provide the City of Pittsburgh the salary for one environmental enforcement officer to end the trash problem in the community. The University of Pittsburgh employs over 11,000 people, but refused funding for that one person who could have provided daily enforcement of the trash laws. We demand our right to live in a clean and healthy environment based on the virtue of that right and the authority that is inherent within us. We speak with integrity and empowerment and not entitlement when we demand justice to right the wrong that has been imposed upon us by the university's presidents and our community. We will not allow outsiders in the university to dictate our futures and to impose their will upon us. We demand funding for the litter and trash program solutions. Also, we are once again letting Pitt administrators know that they will never take away our dignity, diminish our intensity, shackle our freedom, or break our spirit. And they will never silence the voices of those descendants of the pre-university settlers and their supporters who seek social justice. For more information, visit americanspring.me. You decide if the University of Pittsburgh is the poster child for the abuse of a community. Thank you.